Why didn't humans go extinct? Imagine standing alone on an open plain 150,000 years ago. The sun is disappearing behind the horizon, and every shadow could hide a predator. You don't have steel, you don't have fire in your hands, you don't even have a safe place to sleep. Around you live giant cats, packs of hyenas, crocodiles, venomous snakes, and diseases you've never heard of. Almost every large animal is stronger, faster, or better armed than you. By every measure, humans should have disappeared long before history even began. Yet today, there are more than 8 billion of us, living on every continent, from deserts to Antarctica. How did the weakest large primate become the planet's dominant species? The answer wasn't strength, it wasn't speed, and it certainly wasn't luck. It was a series of small advantages that slowly changed the course of evolution. To understand why we survived, we first need to understand just how close we came to disappearing forever. For millions of years, humans were not the hunters at the top of the food chain. We were prey. Fossil evidence tells a brutal story. Skulls of our ancestors bear tooth marks from leopards, giant eagles, and crocodiles. In South Africa, archaeologists discovered the remains of an early child whose skull matched the talons of a giant eagle. Even the trees offered no guarantee of safety. The ground was just as dangerous. Saber-toothed cats waded in tall grass, crocodiles hid beneath calm rivers, venomous snakes blended perfectly into the rocks. Every drink of water could be your last, every walk through the grass carried a risk. Survival wasn't about winning every fight, it was about avoiding fights altogether. That required something far more valuable than claws or sharp teeth. It required intelligence. Chapter 1: The Brain That Never Stopped Learning. Most predators rely on instinct. A lion hunts today almost exactly as its ancestors hunted thousands of years ago. Humans took a different path. Every generation could discover something new and pass it to the next. One person discovers that certain stones create sharper blades. Another learns where predators usually hide. A third finds a safer route to water. None of these discoveries changed the world overnight. Together, they changed everything. Knowledge became humanity's greatest weapon. Unlike muscles, knowledge never disappeared when one hunt ended. It stayed with the group. That meant every child started life a little smarter than the generation before. Evolution was still shaping our bodies. Culture began shaping our future even faster. Chapter 2: Fire Changed the Rules. At some point, our ancestors stopped fearing fire and learned to control it. That single achievement changed the balance between humans and predators. The oldest widely accepted evidence of controlled fire dates back hundreds of thousands of years. Hearths, ash, and burned bones have been found at ancient campsites. For the first time, darkness was no longer an automatic defeat. Lions, hyenas, and wolves became cautious around flames. A small fire created a safe zone that many predators preferred to avoid. That gave humans something priceless: time. Instead of hiding until sunrise, families could repair tools, prepare food, teach children, and plan the next day's hunt. Cooking changed us in another way. Cooked food is easier to digest, it provides more usable energy while requiring less effort from the body. Over thousands of generations, that extra energy helped support the growth of larger and more complex brains. Fire didn't simply keep humans warm. It helped create the minds that would eventually reshape the planet. Chapter 3: The Power of Cooperation. A single human had little chance against a giant predator. 10 humans working together became something entirely different. Cooperation allowed people to hunt animals much larger than themselves. Some drove prey toward narrow valleys. Others waded ahead with weapons. Every person had a role. No other predator planned hunts with spoken instructions, changing tactics, and shared experience. Language multiplied intelligence. One discovery no longer belonged to a single person. It became the knowledge of the entire group. That meant every successful idea could spread across families, tribes, and eventually continents. Predators evolved through genetics. Humans evolved through ideas. Ideas could spread within days. Evolution often required thousands of years. That difference became one of humanity's greatest advantages. Chapter 4: The Weapons That Changed Everything. The first stone tools looked simple: a sharp rock, a broken edge, nothing impressive by modern standards. Yet those simple tools gave humans something no claw ever could. They could be improved. Every generation made small changes, sharper blades, stronger spear shafts, better hunting techniques. Unlike teeth or claws, a tool didn't need evolution. It only needed a better idea. Eventually came one of humanity's greatest inventions, the throwing spear. Distance became a weapon. A lion had to get close to attack. A human no longer did. The risk of every hunt dropped. The chances of success increased. Later came spear throwers, bows, and eventually complex hunting strategies that no other species could match. Chapter 5. Adaptability beat strength. Imagine dropping a polar bear into the Sahara Desert, or placing a camel in the Arctic. Both are perfectly adapted to their own environment. Both would struggle somewhere else. Humans were different. We didn't evolve thicker fur every time the climate changed. We made clothing. We didn't grow stronger jaws when food became difficult to eat. We invented cooking. We didn't evolve faster legs to outrun every predator. We built traps. Every challenge became a problem to solve instead of a limit to accept. That ability changed the rules of evolution itself. Chapter 6. The Greatest Superpower. There was one advantage that mattered more than fire, tools, or weapons. Humans could teach. Every mistake became a lesson. Every successful hunt became knowledge for the next generation. Every discovery survived longer than the person who made it. Ideas accumulated. Generation after generation, those ideas spread farther than any predator ever could. Chapter 7. The Species That Refused to Give Up. Around 70,000 years ago, humans began leaving Africa in growing numbers. They crossed deserts, climbed mountains, sailed to islands, and eventually reached nearly every corner of the planet. Each new land presented unfamiliar dangers. Different predators, different diseases, different climates. Yet humans adapted faster than the environment could defeat them. Some groups learned to survive in Arctic temperatures below -40 degrees. Others mastered tropical rainforests where food, plants, and predators were completely different. The secret wasn't a stronger body. It was the ability to invent a new solution every time the world changed. Chapter 8. Close Calls. There were moments when humanity came frighteningly close to disappearing. Genetic studies suggest that our ancestors may have passed through severe population bottlenecks. At one point, the number of breeding humans may have fallen to only a few thousand individuals. A volcanic eruption, climate change, disease, or simple bad luck could have ended the story forever. Every person alive today exists because those small groups survived long enough to have children. Your family tree stretches back through every one of those dangerous years. Final chapter, why we are still here. So why didn't humans go extinct? Because every weakness forced us to become more creative. Every failure became a lesson. Every discovery became shared knowledge. Every generation started where the last one finished. Other species evolved better bodies. Humans evolved better ideas. Those ideas built villages, then cities, then civilizations, and eventually spacecraft that left the planet where our story began. For millions of years, humans fought simply to survive another sunrise. Today, we explore the deepest oceans, the highest mountains, and worlds beyond Earth. The greatest survival story in history was never about becoming the strongest creature on Earth. It was about becoming the species that could learn faster than the world could change. And that is why humans are still here. If you enjoyed this journey into humanity's past, subscribe to the channel. There are thousands of incredible stories still waiting to be uncovered.